Well, I mean, when you come and play a team that has the ability to break you down one on one the way um, Ohio State does, you just got to really commit yourself to playing great defense, and you got to play the whole 30-second shot clock. You can't just play for 15. And I thought we were amazing on defense. That whole first half, I thought we were great. I thought Gabby Williams and Mariah Jefferson kind of set the tone early on, and they may have made it look easy, but it wasn't easy. It's not easy guarding those guys, and I'm really happy for them. I'm really proud of them.
What's the criteria that you use, when you say that? What are you looking for sort of in the season that tells you that the team's performing at that level?
It's the first game of the year, but at the same time, we have 4 starters back from last year's team. So in one sense, they should be able to look like they've played together a while because they have played together a while. So they look like they played together a while. They looked in sync defensively. When one guy moved, the other guy moved. When the second guy moved, the third guy moved. Everybody played, as a unit instead of playing individual defense one-on-one. So how do you know you play good defense? By the quality of shots the other team gets. And they didn't get a lot of quality shots. Sometimes, you can fool yourself into thinking you're playing good defense because the other team misses a lot of shots. So you don't go by whether they miss or they make them. You just go by what kind of shots were they getting. And for the most part, I thought we didn't give up a lot of quality shots.
14-13, Mariah, it seemed like she decided, okay, it's time to get serious. Obviously, with guarding Mitchell offensively, she really seemed to pick up the intensity.
Yeah, I made this comment to somebody the other day. I think we passed the ball too much. And that's not a negative thing, don't get me wrong, but we tend to think pass first. So sometimes we just need to have somebody just put the ball on the floor and go out and attack the basket. And we're doing more of that this year. Kia Nurse is good at that, and Mariah's gotten really, really good at that. And the way our offense is structured, she's got opportunities to do that almost every time down the floor. For somebody who's not that big, she really finishes around the basket. And, you can't keep her in front of you. So she's good, huh? She's pretty good.
You guys.
How had your practices been going into this? Did you expect the team to play well tonight, or was this kind of different from?
I thought we would play well. Our practices have been really good. This particular team that we have right now, ever since we started the first weekend, we haven't had a situation where we're going to practice and begging them to do certain things. We just say this is what we're going to do, and they do it. And they do it pretty much to the best of their ability, and there's nobody rolling their eyes and nobody, making faces. They just do it, and they do it every day. So, as I said just a minute ago, I thought our four returning starters would play well. My biggest concern going in, and I said this to the other coaches, I have no idea how the freshmen will play because we just took 2 seniors out of our lineup last year and replaced them with 2 freshmen in one sense, and Gabby Williams, who played sparingly last year. So it wasn't like we took 2 seniors and graduated them and then replaced them with 2 juniors who are now seniors. So I just didn't know how the young guys would play. But I'm not surprised at believe me, I didn't think this would be the final score. Don't get me wrong. That never entered my mind. But I thought the 4 returning players would play well. I was worried about the freshmen a little bit. And I think Nafisa was good. Lou, she's a little bit under the weather, so let's hope that's the case. And Gabby was fabulous. She's unbelievable. The stuff she can do. Yeah. We watch film just like everybody else watches film, and we know South Carolina's a really, really good team, and they're especially a good defensive team. So when you see the score, I was following the game. I wasn't watching it, but I was checking on it. And when I saw that it was like 47-45 at halftime, I just shook my head. I said, this is going to be hard. So when we showed some of that stuff to our players, they got the message. I mean, they respect everybody pretty much. They don't go into any games thinking that guys aren't very good. But they knew that these two guys could score a lot of points. And, you know, Kelsey Mitchell getting those 2 fouls early probably put a little damper on her game, you know. But people ask me all the time, how do you stop a great offensive player? You don't. You try to get them in foul trouble. It's the only way I know to stop great players. Get them in foul trouble. I always thought that Gabby had the ability to guard different people. We went into tonight's game thinking that Stewie could play all 5 positions. The way our offense is situated, she could be any of the 2 spots up top, any of the wings, and in the middle. And that's really hard. And we thought that Gabby could guard their center, could guard their wings, and could guard their guards because she can. And, you know, she didn't have a job today of, you know, that's your job. That's not the way it's set up. But every time she had a chance, she made a play. I mean, until you play against her, I don't think you realize how quick she is. She's only going to get better. She's only going to get better.
Small bookkeeping question, you know, but Sanaya played tonight. It seemed like she was going to play.
Oh, I was surprised too. I was surprised because at shoot-around today, she went through it a little bit, and all of a sudden it was, hey, you know, if she feels good coming out of this, she wants to play. I was the most shocked person in the gym because I thought there was no way she was going to play. So when I went up to her but then I said to myself, I'm not going to play her. She hasn't practiced in a week. So I went up and asked her. I gave her a choice. You want to play a little bit? She said, yeah. So now we can get started when we get back. So it was a pleasant surprise for me.
Jalen, why did the runs that your teams made seem to last? And South Carolina won at 15 and lost. You won at 15 and made it 20, 30, 40. And that seems to happen year after year, team after team.
I wish I had the definitive answer to that. I really don't. I think it might have something to do with the intensity level that we bring that generally doesn't waver. So we're not a spurt team. Like, we don't spurt and then stop and then try to pick up another spurt later and then stop. We play, and then when we have an opportunity to get one, it fuels us, and we just keep going. I mean, we still back up a little bit. I mean, there were times when we, like, did some, you know, stuff that we're not proud of, but we're not one of these teams that when we get up a little bit, we relax. I don't have those kinds of players, and we don't practice like that, and I don't coach like that.
Kevin learned for you guys.
Yeah.
And you got a home and away. And
Yeah.
And how hard is it for you to get a new team to play you?
It depends. It depends who the coaches are. It depends who the coaches are. So I've known Kevin forever, since, you know, when they won a national championship at Notre Dame, and he was assistant. And I followed his career at Xavier and Washington, and he's one of the best coaches in the country. And I knew once he got the Ohio State job, if we said, hey, let's play, it wasn't going to be, I'm not doing that. He's a competitive guy, and that's how you build your program. You know, you build your program by bringing people into the building, and, you know, and we talked about it before the game. We said, Kevin, there's no losers tonight, because your fans are going to get this chance to either see you win and beat one of the best teams in the country, or they're going to see one of the best teams in the country and go, yeah, that's what Kevin wants to do here. And I even told him, I said, once you guys get this thing rolling with this atmosphere, it's going to be lights out. He knows it.